What's going on, Sumolings? Thank you so much for joining us for another product walkthrough webinar. I am Lindsay, and today I am joined by the team over at SpreadSimple. SpreadSimple is a no-code web application that makes it simple and quick to create and manage a feature-rich website using just the data in a Google Sheet. It is on AppSumo starting at $59 for a lifetime deal. And it currently has 34 reviews on AppSumo, which is pretty big for just launching. And it has a 5 taco rating. So before we dive into this awesome tool, I just want to tell y'all a few quick things. The first is that you can go ahead and tell us a little bit about your use case, why you are interested in this tool down in the chat room. If you have any questions about the tool, the deal, how to get set up, go ahead and leave those questions in the Q&A box. We do have somebody here on standby from the SpreadSimple team, Alex, who will be answering those questions as they come in, but they will also be answered at the end of the walkthrough for those of you watching the replay. So yeah, the third thing is that there will be a replay of this available. All right, that is enough of me. Hey, Rafat, how are you doing?
Hello, doing well, thank you.
Good. Welcome. I'm excited to have you. I'm going to go ahead and pass this over to you for the walkthrough. Let me know when you're ready to take questions.
Yeah, sure. Thank you guys for joining. And as you probably know, SpreadSimple is a no-code tool that helps you to create, it is a blazing fast way to create and manage websites using Google Sheets. And that means that we use Google Sheets as the database. And it is the core concept that you can use Google Sheets for automation or fill out your data manually, and then just connect these as data source to SpreadSimple and create a website in a few clicks. I think I can start with screen sharing, and let's get down to business. Sharing my screen. All right.
Looks
yeah,
good.
You should see it. All right.
Yep.
Yeah, so this is our deal page. This is the landing page. Let's switch to the application. When you create, yeah, let me sign in. Session ended. Yeah, I mean, yeah, by the way, you need just you just need a Google account in order to sign up and sign in. When you sign in, it doesn't require you to share the full access to Google Drive. When you create a new website, you actually have 2 main ways to do that. You can create it from the existing link or pick one of those templates. And Google Sheet link is great when you already have some inventory. For instance, you created a Google Sheet previously and you already have some columns like product title, price, and etc. And you can start with it, and what SpreadSimple will do, it will try to guess which column is for which element, and you can change this mapping a bit later. But the easiest way to create a website is pick one of those templates. And the important concept of templates is they don't limit you in terms of functionality. So if you see, for instance, this job board template, that doesn't mean that you can start from the template and create some store, because template essentially is a set of features pre-configured in order to demonstrate some features and some concept, and you can change the behavior later. That's very important concept, because we got pretty many questions regarding when will you add, for instance, a template dedicated to portfolio. You don't need it in order to start right now. We will, but at the moment, it doesn't limit you limits you in terms of functionality. All right, let's start from some e-commerce showcase. For instance, this one. It will create a website in the background and create a copy of Google Sheet for you, and you can you can see this preview and the control panel elements and the when you change something here, you can just when you change the elements at the sidebar, you will see all these changes reflected. Let me just switch to some more specific items. For instance, yeah, let's go through the main concept. The main concept is the Google Sheet, all right? So here in the content tab, you can find the link to your Google Sheet, and you can edit the elements right away here. You can add more columns and more rows. Each row is for the cart element, and you can change the mapping. That's very important concept, because you don't have to stick to these particular columns. You can add more and create more sophisticated look and feels. You can let's edit something and see how it updates. I don't know, I will change the price. And when you refresh the data, actually that's for preview refreshing. You will go to publish process a bit later. You see the data is updated. Let's cover the mapping concept. So as you can see, we have several columns here, table columns, right? And you can add more, but the concept is that you need to map, and in this template we have some mapping already. You need to map the UI elements to your columns, and that's where the power of Google Sheet combined with SpreadSimple, because it allows you to add more elements and change the behavior. For instance, I don't know, I don't need category, I just remove it. I can change the column responsible for price, and I can add more images, and it works like a gallery. I can add more specifications, and specifications block is for key value table. Actually, as you can see, there are 4 elements selected, and column became the key, and the cell value is for the second, is for the value actually. You can add or remove the mappings, and also you can change the look and feel of the grid. You can make it more like a list, and you can change size. And here in SpreadSimple, we try to keep things pretty simple, because the main goal is to create effective websites with high conversion rate. And we still allow you to customize some UI elements, but the core concept is the simplicity and fast time to market metric. You can add filters, and that's a powerful concept as well. All you need, so actually, let's say I need to, the content is to be filtered by category. So all you need is just select this category count here, and all the items, all the there will be the distinct items of the values in this category column. So actually, that means that once you add new category, customer will see it as new item here. You don't need to additionally maintain the list of available options. It all works automatically. You can enable sorting and select which columns should be sortable. For instance, I don't need images to be sorted. You can define the default sorting order, the items per page, and some other options. Of course, you can, yeah, and that's for details page. For this template, by default, it is disabled, and you can connect it, and you can actually add more information to the details page. For instance, I want to show the description in the details page. It's pretty simple. I just select text. For text UI element, I just select the description, and we got it here. There are some additional options. For instance, you can map page, or add more features like link the buy button to some external link, or use order form and other options available as well. All right, so let's switch to design. So design tab allows you to configure appearance, and you can change the theme. You can select the background color, change it. You can define header, footer, and for instance, we can change the behavior of intro section. And it is also pretty simple. So you will not find some pretty sophisticated logic like in WordPress, because it's not a full-fledged CMS, but it is pretty enough to set up a simple store or another type of website like catalog or MVP of your startup. Or it will work for many use cases. There is, for instance, we can add footer and header. Let's switch on header. We can upload some logo. I will just find some royalty picture. For instance, this one. Some title. Tagline, right? And we can also add navigation. Let's switch to this part. There is pages and links section that allows you to create new items to navigation and create the pages at the same time. It also works in a reactive way, so that you created a new page and you got the navigation element right away. You can change the title. For instance, you can mark it out as the same tab. You can change the style of the navigation items. Setups, search engine meta tags, etc. And there is really useful thing such as expanded editor. It allows you to work on the content in then mode. And as you can see, the main concept of the content pages is Markdown, and actually SpreadSimple uses Markdown a lot. It allows you pretty easy, flexible, in a flexible manner, create some sophisticated, rich content, like styling, and you can also add some additional items like check boxes to the list, etc. It just takes some time to get familiar with, but there is a great intro. You can follow this link and get the main idea how Markdown works. You can also import the content from Notion if you already have some content pages created in that great, I would say, tool, not editor. All right. So you can add more pages, for instance, contact us. All right. And the interesting thing regarding this Markdown editor we use is you can embed forums. You just need to paste or videos, doesn't matter. Actually, anything that could be embeddable. You just need to copy embedded code and paste it here. Okay. Let's quickly go through the, let's publish our website and go to e-commerce features. You can choose some subdomain based on spread.name domain. My store, I don't know, 42. Or you can connect your own domain. You just need to follow this simple process. Just type your domain name here and do some simple DNS settings, and it will be resolved, and you will get the free SSL certificate. Okay, so I don't describe the pro versus free features. All the features I show are available for Sumo links. You just get all pro features included. We have two plans, pro and free, and you have as many pro websites as described in the deal page. I mean, more of the features I describe actually are pro only features. So free users, for instance, don't able to set up custom domain, use most of e-commerce features and most of pages and links section, etc., etc. All right, so let's review our published website. That's how it works. We have the content pages. We have the list of items from our Google Sheet. And if we change some behavior, for instance, if we get back to the grid view, we just need to republish the website, and here we go. That's how it works. Let's touch the e-commerce features a bit. So you got this simple cart from the very start. You can enhance it with additional features, and you can change the quantity of items in your cart. As a user, you can fill out this simple checkout form, but you can enhance this experience by adding new add-ons. For instance, if I need to set up a Stripe extension, I just need to go to add-ons, and as you can see, we have a lot of add-ons available. And for instance, if we go to Stripe, we just need to quickly follow the instructions and set this form up, and you will see something like this. Let me show some existing sample like this. I can get the link here. Yeah, this is an example of Stripe integrated website. It also has some basic information, and actually this example shows the embed feature of content pages. For instance, fill out with some content. With some input. Yeah, that's how it works. You just complete the order. I will fill out with some test data real quick. It works like that. I would like to cover some additional. Yeah, let's just real quick go through add-ons. So you can set up Google Analytics and Tag Manager and other analytics tools, a lot of charts. Zapier and webhooks allows you to extend the features. Let me bring an example. You can configure that all your orders go to your CRM, and you have some additional. You can have some additional actions like sending some sort of emails with some additional data, and also based on your order input, and much more. Actually, you can use everything that Zapier can do, since we have the built-in integration, and it supports more than 2,000 of applications, and even more can be achieved via webhook. And if you don't see any of integrations here, they are probably can be kind of implemented either through the Zapier or webhook automation, or using additional scripts in the settings section, so that you can add some chat that doesn't shows in the doesn't show in this list. Some of those extensions, add-ons are coming soon. We are working on them or just testing them. And among those which are not presented here, for instance, we are about to add WhatsApp send integrations. That means that a customer will be able to, right after the order completion, he will be redirected to the WhatsApp dialog, so that you can receive the both the information about the order in WhatsApp and the contact with your customer. All right. So actually, do I have some additional time to tell about some tips and tricks?
Yeah, totally. Go for it.
Yeah, great. Yeah, that's all you can find out in our, actually just by browsing the features of SpreadSimple, and you can go and check out the search engine optimization tab that allows you to add preview, favicon, etc. And just wanted to show a new template that it is in progress. Just share it with you guys so that you can. So most of our templates is kind of not. We deliver new features, and we not always add them to the previous templates, and that's why you can find much more features by browsing the SpreadSimple dashboard than browsing the templates directory. For instance, this one, let me open the published version. This one has this subscription form, and it goes to MailChimp's right away. And it has a logo type, the content pages and forms, and different type of filters, and markdown inside the Google Sheet cells, and it works like that. Let me show the example. So it allows you to create rich text content, and this one should go to external website. Yeah, it is. Yeah, that's another representation of subscription form, just via pop-up. And getting back to tips and tricks, I would like to show some Google sheets kind of inspiration maybe, because it is pretty powerful concept in terms of creating your websites. So sometimes it just substitutes your WordPress website, a simple version of your WordPress website, I would say. But sometimes Google spreadsheets are above and beyond some classic content management systems because of this power of the formulas functions built into Google Sheet, and a lot of ways of automation. And for instance, you can, like we showed in this example, let me switch to show to templates. Yeah, this example. There is a Google Sheet and corresponding website, and you can create the Google Sheet form that add new entries to your tab in your Google Sheet. And in this example, you just select the status of the application row, and it goes to public website right away. So the flows is as follows. A user submits the form and it goes to this tab, and once you approved it, used this publish drop down, it goes to that Google Sheet, and it works using this filter function. And filter function actually narrows down the result from the source range using some condition. In this case, it is straightforward. We use we use form responses sheet, and we use these conditions that show only publish it. And when I, for instance, for that item Slack, I just select. Sorry, it is declined. We don't see it here, and when it is published, we see it again. And this data goes to your public website right away. For instance, yeah, the last item is removed. And some other inspiration concept is filling out your Google Sheets with some external data. And for instance, let's say you would like to get your content from the public API. And this might sound a bit tricky, but that's just for inspiration. For instance, we get these APIs that shows us COVID information per countries, and we can convert it to just once again. Let me double check. Yeah. Yeah. In this case, I will create a new spreadsheet. And use this formula to import the data. and then share, and just create a new SpreadSimple website. And now I can just map those columns. For instance, country is for title. Let me save it. Yeah. Yeah. And for instance, country code goes here, and a bit of like this. Yeah. Okay. So removing this one. So in this case, we just created a website or just a view that you can embed actually to your existing website using this feature. You can just copy this code and paste it as it is to your WordPress or, I don't know, Wix website. And using data of your Google Sheet, just render some always up-to-date content like we see here. We can disable some unnecessary items and add some filters. For instance, per country. And that's it. Yeah, and once this API has new data available, your SpreadSimple website will just reflect that updated data. Yeah, and I think we can go to the questions. But before that, I would like to touch some, probably one of the most asked ones regarding the performance. And as we discussed, as we answered to the comments in the deal page, our servers are based in the US. And we're about to add geo, CDN that will allow you to load your websites pretty fast in Asia and Europe as well. But mostly, if we are talking about the website performance, it depends not only on the server's locations, and it also depends on the data you show, and if you select too many rows per page, and you use some huge images, or you use a lot of images in the gallery, it will also affect the website performance. It will affect the performance. And maybe just a showcase. Let me show. Yeah, I'm gonna load this website and check the performance speed through this well-known tool. It should be A or B, probably, because as you can see, we don't use huge images, and the amount of data per page is pretty low. And let's see. It takes some time. Yeah, it is B. Not a perfect score, but again, it will be better and better since we add when we add CDN support, and the data will be distributed through the globe. Yeah, I think we can switch to the questions.
All right, thank you so much. Sumolings, if you have any questions, go ahead and throw them in the Q&A box. I'm going to just cruise through the ones that we have here. Can one build a site and sell it?
Which type of website?
I'm not sure. It just says a site. If you want to follow up, anonymous attendee.
Oh, yeah. And so, yeah, I got it. I think I got the question. Yeah. Honestly, the deal structure is not optimized for reselling. So we have considered different ways how to make our offer, and we considered different ways. Among those ways were, for instance, limiting the pro features. For instance, for lifetime buyers, limit some of features to the, I don't know, so number of pages they can use, number of rows, etc. We decided to don't limit those features at all. So Sumo Links will get the full access to Pro package, including future updates. But this deal is not optimized for reselling. You can't buy it to resell SpreadSimple licenses to your customers or friends or anybody in internet. Technically, it's not restricted, but it's not optimized. All right. And one of the we still have a lot of use cases for agencies. For instance, you can create a website for your customer and connect his Google Sheet to the website. Then he can continue editing his content with his teammates, and it will be connected to his domain, and it will be pretty much standalone. There are some options that will be available only through the dashboard, of course, like design, etc. But again, it is possible. Also, you can add as many licenses as you got. You can add as many widgets as you bought licenses, and embed to your customers' websites. And sell it in that way. And after all, you can create a website for your customer using all the pro features, make a demonstration so that customer is happy, and then just transfer this website to his account.
Awesome. I guess while we are on the topic of use cases, I am an agency. Can I use your app for my clients?
Yeah, and I think I just covered that question as well. You can resell it completely with lifetime options. Of course, it is limited to your account, but you can create and transfer. This customer will need pro license slot as well, but yeah, you can transfer it.
White label for agencies option.
I can say it's definitely not on our roadmap at the moment. We might consider it in the future, but again, it will to optimize it for reselling in that case, and it's also a huge piece of development work. All right, so that's why we have more present things to do at the moment, and I can't promise anything regarding white labeling at all.
Cool. How is page speed on SpreadSimple pages?
Yeah, I just covered this question. It could be good. It could be great as well. So adding a few optimizations, I can make it grade A2, but it's not optimized goal-wise at the moment. But that's one of the top priority features in our on our plate. All right, and I think we will deliver the CDN thing during coming month.
All right. Can you explain a use case for a startup to validate ideas? Or is this mostly useful for catalogs, store, e-commerce? Thanks.
That's a great question. Let me showcase one of, yeah, this one. That's a sample of a website created by our customer, and it is dedicated to startups. Actually, that's for startup use case. Actually, it describes the so how it works. It's Sweden website, and it helps to connect remote services providers to their customers, and it shows the list of experts. And you can filter those experts here by their specialization. You can sort, etc. And you can hire an expert by booking his time slot. And this all done using SpreadSimple and a bit of external code. That's so based on Google Stack. It's spreadsheets, Google Forms, and a bit of Google Apps scripts, but all for free. In terms of, you don't need to pay to Zapier or any external provider. You just use your free Google Stack. And for instance, this example checks the availability of the selected expert, and it sends the email notifications to both. Once this form is submitted, it sends the email notifications to both expert and customer, and it also books a event in Google Calendar, and that's all using SpreadSimple, Google Sheets, and a bit of customization. And these guys are about to raise some money for development, and it helped him to run the working MVP in 1 week, including content.
All right. So a follow-up question kind of to this one. The online course example looks like a curation of resources use case. So instead of sending a newsletter, you can keep updating a page and share as a link in your email signature.
Is it regarding the courses? What was it? This one? Yeah. I'm trying to ask question, but I understand that there will be no answer, of course. Okay, so I assume that's for this showcase, all right? And so basically, when you put an email here in this box, it just goes to your MailChimp database, and you can configure all these newsletters. And yes, you can, with some additional efforts, you can configure some more sophisticated cases, like when you create a new role with new course here, it goes to MailChimp and sends the newsletter, or sends it once a week. And that's not a concern of SpreadSimple, because in this case, at least fully, it's not a concern of SpreadSimple, because in this kind of sophisticated use case, you need to combine different tools. And this is usual thing in no-code world. You get Airtable, you get Zapier, you get MailChimp, you get Trello, you trying to combine, and you create new things without a single line of code, but it still requires some things to be crafted, all right? The general answer is yes, but with help of other third-party tools.
All right. Will more template selections be added, and how often are new ones added?
Yeah, definitely. Because as I mentioned, we add new features and we want to showcase them. we are working on this template, and we will clean it up a bit and publish soon. And we also working on Google Maps based template. Let me show some work in progress here. This one. Yeah, this one uses Google Maps, this is on our plate as well. What else? We will add portfolio template soon, and some sort of my favorite books or movies definitely is among the first to come. And more, but again, once again, templates don't limit your functionality. You can create, you can start from furnished template and go to this one, excluding the content, all right, in 20 minutes. It's possible, definitely. We always would like our users to create something. We encourage them to create something that fits their use case, and we always try to help in our support channel to not to just use some existing template and all. We encourage them to create new columns, formulas, combine different concepts, and create something that fits their needs.
Awesome, thank you. Can you touch on how to add additional text and image-rich media as a section of its own directly under the hero banner section?
Sorry, could you come again, please?
Yeah. Can you touch on how to add additional text and image-rich media as a section of its own directly under the hero banner section?
Yeah, I do. Let me show it. So let's add it to these courses.
There's another question similar to this one, same person. Can you please touch on how to add additional sections layouts to your example templates?
Yeah.
And let me see if there's other design things. I think it's just those two.
Yeah, step by step.
Send them in.
Yeah, so you have this intersection.
Can you adjust image sizing if the images are different sizes? I think that's it. Go.
Yeah, thank you. Okay, so in this case, we can add some markdown text here, for instance, like that. Yeah, it's not optimized to lists. Actually, you can add links. You can add some paragraphs of text. You can add more things like including images and all that Markdown supports, and even tables. For instance, let me come up with an example. Just real quick. For instance, like this. And by the way, you can use Markdown in your cells too. For instance, I can render this table as a part of this description. And so on and so on. And I do recommend you to use page editor because it's more like dedicated to some additional content. You can upload images here. You can add tables, checkboxes, etc. And just copy this content and go to your, for instance, before and after the card section and paste here. And the same concept works for footer. You can add Markdown text to footer. Yeah, and just today, we helped our customer to set up Google Ads, and it required us to just send us a piece of HTML element here, and actually here, and it rendered the Google AdSense block right after the cards list. And regarding the images, there was a question regarding images. You can use different aspect ratio of those images, and there is a option keep image aspect ratio, and in this case it will keep it as it is, as you can see.
Cool. For each sale item, is there an option to show the RRP price, then show next to it the discount percentage along with the discounted price? Also, can you add the ability for a countdown timer option?
Yes, that's an interesting question. Countdown timer isn't a built-in feature for sure, but you can add it using, for instance, there are a lot of widget builders out there like Elfish or so, and you can just paste it as a piece of code to this section, or using some additional scripts here. As I said, it's not a full-fledged CMS, but we might consider adding such popular things to our add-ons catalog. My first question was regarding.
Hang on, it's on a different page now. Sale item. For each sale item, is there an option to show the RRP price, then show next to it the discount percentage along with the discounted price? I believe that's what AppSumo does.
Yeah. That makes sense. Yeah. Actually, for the price, we got only the one field dedicated to this value, but this was to be considered for as a feature request. And if you ask me how to edit right away, you can use specifications field. Like in this section, you can render old price and its value accordingly.
Are you able to embed a SpreadSimple e-commerce site to another website? And if so, can you show an example of how to manage navigation between an external site and SpreadSimple?
Yeah, that's a great question. Actually, there are a lot of examples in our showcase section. And yes, we can create, we can embed to other platforms just for this in SpreadSimple help section for this article, and it will show you how to add SpreadSimple website as a widget code to all those CMS platforms. But you can, it's just a simple HTML code. You can just copy it from the from this. Yeah, just copy and paste to WordPress, for instance. And it works great with this example. For instance, it shows menu items in the landing page created with other technologies, and the owners of this one maintain the list of their menu items in the Google Sheet, and all they need is just maintain this Google Sheet, because once it is updated, it will right away display it here as well. And regarding navigation, SpreadSimple uses the secondary navigation, kind of soft version of navigation, and doesn't conflict with the host website navigation. Let me show some example if I can try. I will try to find some real quick. This one, this one. just checking if they have some detail pages. This one doesn't have. What about that? It has. Yeah, this will work. So the existing website, it has SpreadSimple website as a widget, and you can open the details page. And as you can see, it uses this soft navigation that should not conflict with the host website routing.
Awesome. You have to stop scrolling through this web page. It's making me hungry. Is SpreadSimple only limited by Google Sheets and Google Spreadsheet limitations? So 40,000 new rows, maximum number of columns, number of tabs, 200 sheets per workbook, etc.
First of all, I would discourage you to use all those.
You don't think they have 40,000 rows?
It shouldn't be reached, definitely. So it's not for that large websites. Actually, technically, at the moment, it allows you to use only together with Google Sheets. But when designing the architecture, the technical side of the, technical implementation, we kept in mind about extending it in the future and adding more sources like Airtable or Excel Online, etc. We don't have any of those on our plate at the moment, but technically it is possible.
Cool. What part of a SpreadSimple website is not handled by Google Sheets? Is every single button truly customizable on the sheet?
I'm not sure I'm following this one.
Okay.
So we got a similar question regarding. So we don't use Google Sheets for all type of content, because sometimes you just need to set up title or contact us page, or I don't know, about us, or some delivery settings described delivery options, and you wouldn't update this piece of content every day. And but we use spreadsheets to manage repeatable content, like your list of products, your courses, your menu items, etc., etc. And we tend to use it for data only. We don't control, we don't allow to control style options in Google Sheets, because there is a specially designed a dashboard for that. And you don't do it every day, but you do update your content frequently. And that's why it is handy to keep that in Google Sheets.
Awesome. Can we create a Google Sheet for clients to populate and it automatically updates the SpreadSimple site?
Absolutely, yes.
Woo!
You can use all the power of Google Sheets collaboration mode.
Cool. Can one create an app for cell phones with a SpreadSimple site for clients to access their websites made on this platform?
Yes, why not? Just create you just pick one of those templates, do some simple tweaking, and fill out with your content, and you're ready to go. Actually, for me, it will take 15 minutes to set up. You will spend more time to create your first store, but then you will start creating them very fast.
You guys should
yeah, and by the way, a little hint as well, you can create some website as a template and just duplicate it. So it's very useful for agencies when you create typical solutions. And imagine you have some set of partners in different cities, and you want them to have their own website, and the content is pretty much the same because the brand is the same. You can use the same Google Sheet as a content, and you can have for each state, for instance, or for each city, a dedicated website in dedicated domain, optimize it for indexation, Google indexation for that city, but the list of items is pulled from the same Google Sheet. And that's also, you cannot set up such a thing using some classic CMS, but using SpreadSimple and spreadsheets, it is very easy.
Awesome. How is SpreadSimple used for blog post content?
I would suggest using Medium or some, I don't know, WordPress or some dedicated for that purpose blog management system, but it is still possible. You can just create, what was it? Let's open the same courses. You can create extra pages for your blog post items and just fill out with the corresponding blog content. And it's not so convenient because you still will miss some functions like automatically generated list of blog posts, some I don't know, RSS, XML, etc., etc. But if you really want, it is possible.
Awesome. Can I create dashboards from Google Sheets data?
Depends what should be inside this dashboard, but you can create some dashboard and embed it as iframe in one of your pages, for instance. You can, in this case, if we build some community for these courses, you can create some stats, even Google charts based on what is the most popular source of those courses, what is the most popular language or topic, and you can create the, you can aggregate the data, create Google charts and embed in the dedicated page for like statistics or some good to know information, I don't know, like, and yes, in this case, it is possible.
All right. Could this be used to sell ebooks that link to Amazon Kindle, or would it have to be a separate store?
Yes, I think yes, because that sounds like a regular catalog that has external links. And by the way, recently we helped our user to set up a Amazon-based website. There were SiteStripe demo. I use different account. This one is pretty interesting. That's why I want to share it with you guys. Yeah, this one. So this example shows how to use spreadsheets and SpreadSimple for affiliate store. In this case, for Amazon, and those who work with Amazon know that if you want to embed and sell your Amazon items in some external sources, you are not allowed to use hot linking to their images or the link building could be a real pain. And that's why they provide SiteStripe thing that actually allows you to embed it as it is. And for this example, we just paste these SiteStripe elements here in this column, and image and link is generated automatically. And you just copy paste the code provided by Amazon and create some store like this. This one is pretty simple because the item content is the same. Again, using formulas, you can achieve a lot of use cases.
Awesome. All right. Sumolings, we have time for just a few more questions here. If an item sold, if an item sells, does SpreadSimple update the stock in the Google Sheet?
Not really, because currently we just pull the data from Google Sheet, but it is still possible using integrations. And some of our users set up it as Zapier or Integromat or any other platforms that supports webhooks. You can actually the real process in the real store is a bit more sophisticated. You can't just decrease the number of stock items by for each incoming order. You need to set up some process, confirm the order or reject it, and ship this order, and only then decrease the number of stock items. But it is possible using, for instance, Zapier. You can set up that SpreadSimple got the just one quick overview. Automation, Zapier. Yeah, it is pretty easy to set up. And SpreadSimple got the SpreadSimple sends the information about the order to Zapier, and you connect the Google Sheet, the same or another Google Sheet to the Zapier action, and just reduce the amount of items. And you can send some emails and use it in more sophisticated ways.
All right. A few Sumolings have asked how y'all compare to other competitors in the space. They asked specifically about Google Sites. They've asked about Ali Dropship and App Call. I don't know. I've never heard of any of these. That's on me. But what would you say how you compare and the advantages of SpreadSimple?
That's a good question, and I think it should be compared to group of CMS engines. Like, for instance, Google Sites is not a direct competitor at all. It allows you to create a pretty simple set of pages using their simple blocks, and you can't really connect to the Google Sheets. You can embed Google Sheet, but that's not that concept that we have. Compared to other kind of sheet-to-site applications, it also depends on the competitor we compare with, but I would say our main advantage is the usability, and that's by the feedbacks we got from our customers. Look and feel, the default design that we provide, and we don't put everything in Google Sheets. If you see some of the alternatives, you will see the, I don't know, 15 number of tabs in your Google Sheet where you should place the hex code of each element, and I don't know, select from the strict number of values. They have deep connection between this sheet and the result website. And in that case, you are binded to the selected templates. We try to be more flexible and distinct what should be managed in Google Sheets and what should be managed in our dashboard instead. And yeah, we have a lot of integrations, as you can see, and we're about to add more and more. And we try to keep things simple. Some of our customers, including our chat, I mean, require some so sophisticated features, and we definitely wouldn't say yes to every feature request, because there is some vision, and the main part of this vision to keep things simple and don't overwhelm this UI with every single feature you can imagine. That's not full-fledged CMS, but you will be able to create sites simply and very fast. And what more important, you will be able to manage the content very easy.
All right. Is it possible to add a currency drop-down list at the top of a SpreadSimple page, which you could then program behind the scenes to format the prices shown on the SpreadSimple site so it can convert dollars to pounds, for example?
Definitely not out of the box. I can imagine at least few ways to achieve this with a bit of customization, but it will require advanced knowledge. But out of the box, it's not possible. Only one selected language and only one selected currency.
All right. Can one create a business directory / organizational chart for a company using SpreadSimple?
Yes, why not? Definitely yes.
Why not? I love that attitude. Could you read an RSS feed into a sheet, display each item to an editor who could select into individual elements into another sheet to publish on a website?
Was it related to RSS feed, right?
Yeah, read an RSS feed into a sheet.
Wait, read.
Yeah.
Yes, RSS feed. Yes, definitely. And display each item to an editor. If I get the question right, there is a built-in function, and that's what I love in Google Sheets. They work well with different sources of data, and there is import feed function that actually do what are asking about, is that it imports a RSS feed from the external source. And you can then you can import it, and you can add more columns based on that content using formulas, and you can use it as the source of data for your website. Yeah.
Awesome. All right, I'm gonna just do one more question, unless I get yelled at by somebody. Don't yell at me, actually. Okay, can one link from a category tab on SpreadSimple to a WordPress site without the user knowing they are going from one platform to another?
Without knowing. Trying to imagine this use case. Actually, when you embed SpreadSimple website as a widget to your WordPress website, for instance, it's not integrated as iframe, and that was our intention, to use it as the integrated piece of data to your website. What does it mean? That means that you can apply the CSS style of your external website to this widget, and you can using a bit of CSS, you can make it look pretty much the same as your WordPress theme look and feel looks like. You can change the fonts, you can make it look more similar to your environment. And I see no blockers, but and we do have examples. For instance, I think in this case it looks pretty natural to the environment, and no one can say that these cards are just some foreign elements from SpreadSimple.
Yeah. All right. Thank you so much. And nobody objected to us wrapping up, so I appreciate that, everybody. If your questions didn't get answered today, I am so sorry. We did have quite a few of you. While we were in this webinar, we actually, our Slack, one of our Slack channels is the props channel, and somebody had written into customer support saying that this deal, what did they say? Might change lives. So, huge props. We're grateful to have you here in our store, and we're excited to bring this deal to you, Sumo. So if you have not already, you can go to appsumo.com/spreadsimple to redeem your codes. They're starting at $59 for a lifetime deal. And of course, this is backed by AppSumo's 60-day guarantee. So you can go ahead and get set up, play around with it, and see how it works for you. Once you've done that, go ahead and leave your feedback on the deal page. We love to read your reviews. And of course, if you have any more questions, you can always leave those on the deal page as well. Thank you so much, Rafat. Thank you so much, Alex, behind the scenes, answering all the questions, helping me get through the Q&A. It's great having you guys here today. Thanks so much.
Thank you. Have a good one. Bye-bye.